This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better personal life.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brahma Lopi, and today we are talking about how do you recover from getting a baby in your youth. Quite interesting.
Yes, and let's again say the shock.
Yes.
The sheer disorienting bang of being told you're pregnant when it never crossed your mind.
Yeah.
Many run. They run. They may not run physically, but they run away psychologically.
Yeah.
They don't prepare. They don't absorb it. They go to a daze. Daze.
Yeah.
Sometimes when your body has been shocked, it numbs. There's similar concept. Most of the physical concepts have a mirror of them psychologically.
Yeah.
So when people are losing something permanently, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross did a research on the progression of processing losses. And she said people move from shock to denial to bargaining to anger. By the time they go to acceptance, it's a cocktail. When a woman has been reported pregnant when she's so young, especially if she was previously respectable and principled, what will she tell people? Everybody will be shocked. Now, Brahma, be careful with your reputation. At some point, our Lord said, who do people say I am? I know the motivational speaker told you not to care. What people think about you. Please, put a moderation to the motivational quote. Let's put some limit.
Yes.
You don't get addicted to people's opinion. Neither do you become oblivious. Because perception controls relationships. How much power and influence, how believable, how persuasive you are. Your influence is dependent on how you are perceived. When a girl who was previously respectable and role model, their parents pointed their children her direction as the star. Some KCSE was finished, and the girl who has been very notable, respectable in the whole school, a school of 1,000, was reported pregnant by the time the results were coming. And she was a CU chairlady, and I was telling them, you may quickly say she was hypocrite, she was not serious. That is possible. There are people who are just in school, the uniform and the environment had confined them until they looked behaved. Please, be careful before you judge environments, people when they're in confining environments.
Yes.
That's another reason you must never date students. They have never had the space to be themselves.
Yeah.
Too confining. No money, school fees, lectures, exams. So I told them, you don't realize that this girl might have a lot of psychological undercurrent. Many people are spiritual, trying to get healing for their pain. Okay? For the hunger, I told them, go do your research, and you find this girl has no father role model.
Yeah.
I have not done research, I don't know her, it's her friend was telling me. And people are so disappointed, we are so ashamed, you are being embarrassed, they see you, you are being told you are not serious, look at you when you are a leader. And I told them, during my high school, we also had a case like that. A guy who used to be that respectable that came tumbling. And when people are trying to conceive, when they are actually looking for a baby, many times it takes a while. Married couples, when they want a child, it takes them
A while.
These are young people here who are not looking for a child. This world, my brother, let me tell you, that guy did one touch and got twins. Okay, you may say he was a sharpshooter. One touch. Produced. Other couples actually are praying, trying, fasting to get at least another guy who is not looking for a child. This world is full of energies. And you know that guy has never come back to himself since.
Look at that.
What we are describing today is a potential death of your personality,
Yeah.
of your character, of your life as it was. If you do not follow these progressions, what we are describing, we are listing the losses that you don't think is just virginity you're losing or your status as a guy. Those are just part of it.
Yeah.
The biggest loss is social and psychological. Imagine, it's not physical. Physical is the least. After I listed, I've had a lot of discussions with people who recovered, who came from, and they tell me, let me tell you, the baby is the least loss. Getting a baby that soon is the least bother. In any case, I can feed us. I can give ourselves a good life. Let me tell you, I want to warn you, as you play around, having a boyfriend, when, no, we are not doing anything serious. There's another serious thing being crept in.
Yeah.
Let me remind girls again, I want men that we get separated and somewhere in life. The men who have a future, a dream, who have a discipline, who are committed, they become a category of their own. Gentlemen, fat cows. Women too get separated at my point. The women who have any value, dreams, who have character, who have conscience. I once did a show with a woman who was trying to say that Nairobi is one big bedroom. We are sleeping with each other. Who? Which Nairobi? Please, can you speak about your corner?
Yes.
My corner, we still have conscience.
Yes.
We can't just sleep with anything. We still have self-respect. And it did, that part, people clipped it out and it moved around.
I remember.
I was saying, somebody was telling me why we don't talk so much about this group called LGBT. I said, I don't even bother memorizing those digits. There's a professor who wrote, when there were only 3, LGBT, that time,
Yeah.
at his door, and he put many dashes and left it there. And people would ask, what is this? You say they will keep adding those letters. So those dashes every year, every now and then, no add. Said, so what is it? He said, because perversions have no limit.
Yeah.
There are many ways to fall. There's only one way to stand. There are many ways to fall. So there are southern fallers, eastern fallers, northeastern collapsers, explorers. Said, if you are trying to make a sin your identity, you better prepare for infinite number. And one reason I told people I don't memorize that name, I hate it. They're trying to give legitimacy to a struggle.
Yeah.
Everybody has a struggle. Why are you making your struggles special?
Special.
What is special with your struggle? The rest of us are tempted with stealing, lying. If we also need an association for thieves. Please, if we are forming support groups, let us support thieves. All those who are tempted by stealing, stand here, me. Overeating, me. Pornography, me. Why don't you have those support groups? I say there's nothing special. The Bible itself avoided mentioning anything. Paul described them saying, men abandoning use of women turned to other men. Women turned to other women. They received the due condemnation. God judges not only those who do it, but also validate those who do it. The Revelation calls them dogs. Dogs. The Bible doesn't miss once. This civilization thinks God will be more understanding. No, he will not. He will not. If you blunder, the one thing you lose when you go through this experience is not the baby, is that. There are just 3. I'm going to focus on 3 major losses and how to recover from them. The first loss is the shock of your reputation getting damaged. Is people wondering now, who are you? We used to think you're self-respecting. People don't go to the details of what happened. So I was telling them about that girl. I said, by the way, I've just remembered I was to reach out, ask that friend to reach out to see whether the girl recovered her identity. Because I was telling her, when you are that respected and having positions, and then at some point you tripped, and at some point that girl was too young and she does not know language of father hunger, that she's getting attached to any man who shows fatherly love, and she can lose her control. Women have that place of, if in a position of compromise, she's hugged a certain way, touched a certain way, she can lose, even when she's conscious physically, she can lose physical strength. And just like that, a man makes her pregnant. So will you go around saying she's loose? She's so young to know father hunger, to know abandonment, to know that she can lose control. She's so inexperienced. There's nobody to show her the world. And I told them, I know, but I know that girl can wake up. So let me list them, then you come to the solutions.
Yeah.
The first thing you lose is your social reputation, how people took you. You are so ashamed, judged, condemned. Many don't go back to church again.
Yeah.
Because when you come carrying a baby and you did not do a wedding, it's not a good picture. and people avoid you. They don't want their daughters to associate with you lest they catch the disease. When you see the daughter coming to catch the child, are you thinking of doing the same? Very judgmental. So many of these girls may, unless they're encouraged. I was happy to see a person who actually is ministry, Christian church, but she has a knack. She goes looking for young mothers. And other people judging, what are you encouraging? Are you No, I'm rescuing the fallen. And she said, now she has sterling stories of success. Just so good. After 10 years, many have caught themselves up, have stood up. They are now helping the organization. They are helping more people. And they realize all of them, nearly all, just didn't know what this is. Somebody gave them attention and they got carried away by the love they never felt. When you have never felt love, it's a very confusing thing. The first time you feel it. The second thing you lose is the plan of your life, momentum. You are in school, now you have to juggle between being a mother and a student. There's no mentor to tell you when a child is hot at night, who do you call? When a child is behaving funny, when the child is having moods, irritable, when the child is restless and there's an exam, how do you pay the person who comes to hold the child? Who do you consult when this stage, the child is crossing this milestone? Who saves you the drain? The sheer drain, emotional drain of not having slept at night, and there's an exam tomorrow. Many of them defer, and when they defer, what do they lose? Step with their colleagues. They come back to new people who are looking at them funny. And who are you? You keep explaining everywhere. Your registration number looks different. And everywhere you're different. Don't fit. You're explaining everything. Your group has graduated. You have no social group. You have nobody to talk to. You're no longer not in that WhatsApp group, not active there, not here. Momentum. The speed you are moving at gets lost. The third thing you lose is that identity is a single lady. Now you are called a single mother. Motherhood is a wonderful thing depending on when it is coming. Many things in life have no problem by themselves. It's the context in which they come, what time, under what circumstances. I have no time to go all the way to betrayal, that many times those fathers, those baby daddies run away. 99% of men who make girls pregnant in college are not ready to be there. Unless he's an older man who was looking to break the leg of an innocent girl and marry her. Some of them have that philosophy. Vunja mugu. Get a girl pregnant so that now you have to marry her. And they end up shooting their own foot. With time, the girl is no longer young. Will she be young forever?
No.
Can you cage her forever?
No.
Later she realizes this was a short deal. She starts having a voice, asking for some other, or she changes to another snake. Her youth is temporary. Can you tell men that women don't remain young forever? I don't know why we keep mistaking that. You get a naive girl who does not know things, then you bring her home. The solution to how to wake up if you are being shocked by pregnancy when you're too young is don't think of killing the child. Otherwise, you develop a case with the maker. Eli asked his children, if one man has a conflict with another man, God can mediate the two. But if you have a conflict with your God, who will mediate you? Job said, I look to the right, to the left, I don't see him. I wish there was a mediator between us. God forgives after Calvary. Now we have a way to approach God. Whatever sin, we know it is red as crimson. But your own guilt of killing an innocent soul can keep you away. Forgiving yourself will be the hardest. Not God forgiving you, you forgiving yourself. Avoid dirtifying your hands. Avoid it. Do what David did. He was going to kill a man who had insulted him. The wife of the man met him on the way and said, your record is that clean as that of an angel. Having gotten the child through fornication, whatever, sex that was not, is not it's not that bad. You can manage it, you can wake up. But don't think of aborting a child. Those who say, does life begin at conception or at birth? What did the Creator say? He told Jeremiah, before I formed you in your mother's, I knew you.
Yeah.
I appointed you a calling, a purpose. This child is not only known, they have a purpose. Don't think of aborting. And number 2 is get psychological support, one way or other. Why do we have this proverbial bitter single mother? Because they did not process the shock, the loss, the trauma. They did not get psychological support. They think they'll just be tough. Educate yourself about how to process betrayal. Get books about forgiveness. Get books about how to adapt as a young mother. Many people rose above the whole thing. In our village, one girl did it admirably. After Form 4, in one of those, she got a child. Just actually before Form 4. The holiday of between Form 3 and Form 4. Conceived, so got a child somewhere Form 4. So her last year in school was not good. It was difficult. And it looked like she has disappointed the whole village. But somewhere, somehow, she found the strength to do what you're saying. She found psychological support. One mother who was not even the direct mother was encouraging her because she had had a similar experience. Just believed her. When other people have shunned her, she told her, I did this and I woke up from it. You see that? I got through this kind of mistake. Do this. Pick your books. Pick yourself up. Do it privately. Surprise the world. Be determined. This is your revenge. This is your revenge mission. Communicate to the world that they can't write you off. Go write that exam. Do it for me. I believe you. And just like that, psychological support by one woman. One woman. She did not score the A plane should have scored, but she scored a B+. The turmoil, the maternity, those things. But B+, went to the university. That girl studied smoothly, quietly, because people have forgotten her. Sometimes it's good when people look away from you.
Yeah.
You know, I heard one coach saying something funny that in leagues, in football leagues, it helps when you lose a match early. It saves you from the pressure of maintaining an undefeated season.
Exactly.
You don't need undefeated season to win a trophy. Undefeated season has some glory, like virginity. You should maintain virginity to avoid all this trauma. But they say sometimes when you have lost a game, people look away. They leave you now to scheme. You have not lost anything final. You still stand a chance to get the trophy. A child is not final. Get psychological support from a supportive friend. Many friends will fall off. From therapy, from books, from materials, immerse yourself in self-education. Even during the journey of the pregnancy, educate yourself. And have the stamina to stand on your own. The third thing you do is return your oath of celibacy. This is where most ladies never do. So they start looking for comfort from the men who are just showing them attention. That man ends up making you pregnant a second time. And your case is permanently changed. When you have one child, you're still single. But when you have 2 children, are you single? No. You have an ongoing family.
Yeah.
Society says you have 2 children with different fathers.
Yeah.
The second one was a comforter after the first one. Without knowing he was carrying equally fertile seed. Please, you are hurt by one hyena. Don't go to other hyenas for comfort.
Yes.
And we sympathize. It's sometimes a very lonely place. Very lonely. And you need any kind of validation. And anybody showing you attention, you can fall for it. My suggestion, get psychological support from the right place and now restore oath of celibacy. People ask you, what is special sex? You already have a child. That's an insult. Sex is soulish. It's not just body. It's my inner being. Bible calls it David went into. Does not say the way people say, give me that thing. Nipatie. He went into that woman. People are coming into you. when you restore oath of celibacy, there's a form of control you get back.
Yeah.
You restore your, it's like somebody had broken a wall, you have rebuilt it back. Number 4, plan your life afresh. Stop continuing the life you used to have. Don't try to get the same friends back. Don't try to start the same lifestyle back, going to the same places, wearing the same clothes or doing, that life is no longer here. One woman told a lady who was going to maternity, the lady who goes to maternity is different from the one who comes out. When you come out, you're a mother. There's another beating heart here. So whether the man will participate, let's hope you will find some help in raising the child. Raising the child sometimes just practical, but it is short-lived.
Yeah.
The stress of that baby that being that young is short-lived. The baby gains independence with time. Develop another vision for your life. With this child included now, the kind of money you want, the kind of business, the kind of determination you live by. Develop another schedule. Develop another dream and another drive. This one you must do. It is what gives you the final say, final word about the destiny of your life. I comforted some ladies. I told them, I hope one of these days we get a space to gather those girls together who are shocked by pregnancy.
Yeah.
A special conference of sort. Hoping they have enough support, because many of them finances get drained. But I want them, even if we can't transport them from Tarakaniri and Kisumu, where the destinies are being threatened to be put out, we put it online. Tell them, get your phone. They're talking to you. Those girls, many of them have such a high promise and destiny. The mother of Obama, had she given up, the world would not have had that first black president of the US. They have so much promise. I want them to develop a new dream and a new drive. Driven by a silent revenge. Silent, saying, they are writing me off, I'll be back. You know, those who envied you start laughing. You see that, she's all that. She got caught. Even her. You know, mockery.
Yeah.
Even your mother is being mocked. Quietly plan your own revenge. I shall be back. I saw one t-shirt written, expect me to return.
Yes.
I don't know what was the context where they were written, but I imagine they were reacting to people who had written them off.
Yes.
So just to print the message in their life, they wrote it on a t-shirt. Expect me
To return.
I suggest that you also get, you don't have to tell it, but get a wristband, write it, I'll be back.
Yes.
It's okay that you've written me off. My return will be my comeback will be a shocker.
Yeah.
Now, go to work with that determination. Love your baby, work triple hard, program your days, and that lady at home shocked everyone. That span when people are in college, people have dispersed to colleges, and you know, when you make your mistake early, you have gotten your immunization.
Yes. Proper immunization.
So this lady was done with nonsense. So to her advantage, no wasting time with the partying. The child needs attention, so I have to work. So she's juggled between selling this, selling the other, in class, and teachers preferred her. She was made a leader. She's so responsible, so driven. And whenever people ask, my friend, I have somebody looking up to me. I don't have the option. You remember that rugby player who had only one hand?
Yeah.
And used to score a lot. Then he says, how come? You have a disadvantage. But you're still winning. Say, these are the guys who have two hands, have a few microseconds to decide when the ball is coming, which hand. As for me, I don't have that privilege.
Yes.
So I waste 0 microseconds. I only have one. So this lady wasted no time. Driven. Believe me or not, she graduated, first year, driving car, married, later on, driving. She showed home. The most pictorial presentation was just she showed up in the same church. I don't know why she came to the same church. I think it was to finish some unfinished business. Carrying her whole family, a lift to church. The same place they've been working, but and the mood was so different. Everybody respect. When you have money and comfort and good life, people have no option. Some of them have never driven a car with their own self-righteousness. And she showed there, and with her baby, and now everybody wants to associate with the child. you can make a final comeback. Today she's running one of the wealthiest businesses in that area.
Look at that.
She's a sponsor of kids, especially those who trip early. She does not promote the behavior. She wants them that the trauma is not worth it. She told them the psychological trauma, avoid it, please.
Yeah.
But after we have said all this, you may still get caught. When you get caught, this is my number. I will help you. Always check our website. This is where we are. If you know somebody who has been caught and that we don't want anybody to die internally. You know, some people, Benjamin Franklin said some people die at 25 and they're not buried until they're 75.
Exactly. Yeah.
They stop living. The last thing I want you to do is to recapture your purpose, your identity, the meaning of your life, the larger goals of your life, because this mistake can swallow you until you are living in reaction. Remember, you said the first few years you are living in reaction. You are using the dismissal to motivate yourself. But after all that is done, at some point, the race is over. Life moves on. I told one lady, it's 20 years since she left the village with a shame of having gotten a child. I told her, go back to the village, you realize nobody you can recognize. Nobody. The teacher used to gossip you has died. Others too, they can't even see because of old age. Others, life has beaten them, their own daughters. Brother, after 10 years, return to your village. You can't recognize what is going on. Whose house is that? You remember that class 3 kid? Is that class 3 has built. After a while, your village life moves on.
Yeah.
Stop fearing. You know that shopkeeper used to gossip everyone? Go check. That shop already went down. That old man used to sit under the mango tree, who used to make and is there counting who has passed. Go check. It's only a grave they'll show you. That's what I was telling her. At some point, you no longer live in reaction to society.
Yeah.
Life forces everybody to move on. Recapture the meaning of your life. Go to your roots now. Find why you are on earth. Realign, not in reaction to what happened, but in response to why you're on earth.
Yeah.
That is the final thing that aligns your life with peace and harmony. And it begins, that is a full circle comeback. That you now living for why you came on earth. That's why you should have lived on from the time you started. What are the advantages? When you start getting psychological support, you end up dealing with the underlying issues that many people never deal with.
Yeah.
They will go to marriage with them and they break up, divorce, damage it because of it. You, this mistake forced you to go for treatment. You end up treating the underlying issues. The other advantage is that for having journeyed with this child during difficult times, the bond is different.
Yeah.
You value their journey. You know where you came from. When you see them, they remind you of the milestones. The other advantage is that the drive to communicate a statement, I'm not yet out. I may be down, but I'm not out. I'll be back, made you work triple hard. And when you finally conquered and you said, thank you, now we can go to our lives, it returns your believing in yourself. Yes.
And I like that. I know you're short of time, but now for this lady listening to you to regain that drive, to reclaim her identity, sometimes it is so difficult because the identity of being a young mother is embedded in her mentality. It is like part of her. How can she separate?
Very good. One, do not transfer to the child too much protection or too much anger. Make sure you get healing so that you show the child both care and discipline. Care and control. You're showing them measured, because if you do not heal, you overprotect, thinking everybody is against both of you. You attach, and the child needs space. You see those mothers making mistakes, they go holding a 10-year-old boy, touchy on the road.
Yeah.
This is a boy. That's very awkward. It's even a shame to their friends. They'll be laughed at tomorrow. You are emasculating them. But you're being too protective subconsciously. You should heal so that you let the child progressively gain their freedom. There's a small trauma every parent must go through by releasing the child to a world.
Yeah.
The child is becoming independent. And they say, Mom, stop, I'll cross. You know, you're used to crossing road, holding their hand. At some point, they feel irritated. You know, You're used to covering them in the blanket. You find them having covered themselves. They keep asking for progressive freedom. And you cannot bring ego here.
Yeah.
Because you don't know how they're developing. Follow their gestures. Follow their there before, when they carry a flask, you would follow them behind.
Yeah.
Now they turn back. Flask. Why are you following me? I can carry this thing. So there's that discomfort with a parent. I want to ask them to not focus on the two of them. Focus on your own development and let them have a parallel journey so that you can assist them alongside you, not under you, enclosed. And then don't make motherhood your identity. Don't write online Mama Junior. Remain Lucy. Maintain your name. Don't crowd your space with the pictures of a child. You're still a lady. Social media is part of your professional presentation nowadays. People go there to see who you really are. Celebrate your child in a healthy way without compensating by saturating your space with them.
Right. There you have it, ladies. I will be back. Thank you so much for watching the Benjamin Zulu Show. Till next time.
This is the Benjamin Zulu Global. Welcome our viewers from all over the world to the home of the Heart Matters. We're converging to learn together because when you know better, you can do better. And a better life is what we all want. Better work life, better family life, better